It's Derby weekend. It's a bit of a Derby mailbag. I am joined this week by four lads, but we're all going to go straight to Chris's question first. So instead of introducing everyone, I want everyone to pronounce your full name like a footballer on media day. I'll go first, and we'll go in the order on the screen. Leslie Frederick Roberts.
Warren Liam Doyle.
John Paul Wharton.
Paul Joseph Daly.
Paul John Dargan.
Right, as it is weekend. I'm glad we got the introductions out the way. That wasn't weird at all. As it is Derby weekend, we'll go straight to Foxy's question now. At what points before the Derby does any hope of a decent result evaporate? Right now, he feels confident we could get something and is weirdly looking forward to it. But by 12 on Saturday, that will be entirely replaced by pessimism and dread. Given the run they're on, we could be 3-0 up in 85 minutes and I still wouldn't be optimistic. Dales, where are you on this?
I feel like I'm the inverse Foxy, to be fair, on this. So whenever I get offered the ticket for the Derby the week before, I always say to myself every year, no, not doing it again. It's horrible. Then a week before, I'm like, I can't be there. I can't not be there when we finally turn them over. So it's the hope that kills you every year. The morning of the Derby, it's just horrible. Wake up, like, dreading it. And then get to Goodison for 10ish, have a berry, and then everything's fine in the world. And then we cross over to Stanley Park. You're with your brethren, you enjoy it. And then when you get on the ground, you feel invincible. You feel like you can take them on. And then I think that lays you into a false sense of security. Then the game starts, you acquit yourselves well. Those pricks get a chance, end up taking it. And then it just feels like rinse and repeat. This year, I actually feel, I don't want to tempt fate. I feel like we'll get a positive result at the weekend. I really do. I think back to that derby last year with Beto, that chance he missed. And after he missed that, I slumped into my season. I thought, that's the one. Like, that is the one chance we'll get. I feel we're going to get at them more, and I think we will get at them. Like, they're there to be got at the back. Obviously, they're unbelievable in terms of their attack and that resilience. They keep on going up until the last minute. Feel our defence is sound, midfield relatively strong. Attack is fine. Our attack's great. It's just putting those chances away. And I feel like Beto does well against them, and he's bang up for it. But it's that chance again when Van Dijk swung his leg, missed it. When Beto went 1-on-1. That has to be in the back of the net. It's fine margins. So the morning of, I panic. When we get in the ground, I feel fine. When the game itself is underway and they're watching it, I feel relatively fine. Obviously, we've been 3-0 down there in the past, and I've just took it on the chin and walked out. I just think the longer we stay in the game like that, it just draws you in. It's that hope that you can hang on and get something, but I really am confident this weekend. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say we're going to get 3 points, but I'm confident that we're going to get something out of the game on Saturday. I really am. Yeah,
I'm there at the minute. Dargan, you famously don't really watch derbies. What are your thoughts on Foxy's question?
I know. My pessimism begins as soon as the fixtures come out. They're the ones I look for to think that's the game I won't be going. But I will be going to the home one. And I might not go to any others, but I agree with Paul. I think we're going forward. We're going to create a lot of chances. They seem to be either keeping clean sheets or conceding 2 goals. There's no in between, is there? And I think we're capable of definitely like keeping them at bay for at least the first half an hour. Don't get one of your fullbacks sent off like we had Young. Couple of years, and Canate should have been sent off and stuff. And that chance, the Beto chance, it's just completely different when you go to the tin mine, and it's so annoying because they seem to, and it's not about, clearly they're a very good side, but they haven't always been a great side, and yet they still get decisions. The only decision we've had there was the dodgy Calvert-Lewin one. You know what I mean?
And they still haven't shut up about that.
Of course, because they don't like anything that goes against them, but they love everything that goes for them. And
well, hold on to that thought, because that's a question coming up.
Oh, right. Go on, okay.
Yeah. John?
I'm never confident with them. The forces of evil are just there, aren't they? Satan's made us pact. You know, they will just, even as you say, 4-0 up in injury time, I'd still take the draw. You know, because there'll be 450 minutes of injury time. There'll be something unprecedented happening. You know, they'll take off, like Darren England will rupture his cruciate ligament running, and he'll bring in Clive Thomas's corpse or whatever. You know, if he is dead yet, I don't know, but, you know, or
I think Clive Thomas is actually like Gary Oldman and Dracula at the start. I think that's what he looks like now.
Hopefully he's as bloody tormented as Gary Oldman was in Dracula as well.
Warren?
Just with you saying then, Les, about, you know, even if we were 3-0 up on Saturday, you'd never be confident. You know, the Brighton 5-1 game a couple of years ago when we needed to win to give ourselves a chance of staying up. I put a bet on a 3-0 when we were 3-0 up, I think, at half-time. I put a bet tenner on Brighton to win, and then I also put a fiver on them to draw. And then even when it was 4-0, I was like, do you know what? I've still got a chance here with this bet. So I'm a bit like John. I will never be confident. You know, I think it's almost like, you know, say we went 1-0 up, it'd almost be a worse feeling, because you just got that doubt in the back of your mind that they've got it in them to score. And we talked about this a little bit on Weekly. You know, as loath as I am to say it's now becoming a habit with them, isn't it? These late goals that they score, and so I don't think we can ever be comfortable. And yeah, it's one of them. Like if you're 1-0 down, and I remember, do you know that year we had them in the cup when we got to the final in 2009, and we had them like 3 games in 7 days, didn't we? Yeah. And I remember the first Anfield game, we were 1-0 down, and Kale scored late on, didn't he? Arteta free kick.
Yeah.
And then on the following Sunday, we had them in the cup when Lescott scored very early. And I went to that game. I was at Anfield for that. And that was the worst. I was just nervous then. So it's almost better being 1-0 down and equalising, you know, because you don't suffer them nerves. So I will never be, I'm like John, I will never, ever be confident against these. That just the mentality that we've had against them in years, the record that we've got there is shambolic, isn't it? Yeah. I'd love to say I'll feel different on Saturday like Paul, but I think until we do a number on them, and it will happen one day, it's going to happen one day, until we do that number on them, I'll never feel comfortable ever watching it, especially in Anfield derby, never. But I'm glad this is the first one of the season. Glad it's this way round that we're at Anfield first.
Yeah, it's that. Dargan?
Yeah. I was just going to say Clive Thomas will be 90 next year.
So he's still going?
Very much still alive. Isn't that ironic? 90 injury time. Oh God.
Yeah. And he'll still get round better than Simon Hooper did on Saturday. He was doing his best Jan Molby impression on Saturday, wasn't he? 5 yards either side of the halfway line.
He was pure John Moss. Right, hot topic. Favourite goal scored against Grande Rouge. John, I'll come to you.
Well, I'm going to stay away from the obvious ones because I know other people will have that emotional connection, and I do myself. But my favourite one, it's not the best. It's a great goal still, but it's Gary Speed in '96 in that 1-1 game. And what made it better was the ball had nestled in the net after bouncing up, and David James does this incredibly stupid dive about 3 seconds after it hits the net. And for that reason, that's why that's my favourite derby goal. And you know, it's the absurdity of it all. It's like David James's greatest hits in all in one go.
Yeah, I think in a similar vein, I really like the Andy Johnson second in the 3-0, just because Pepe Reina tried to grab his head, clearly thinking it's the ball.
On an unrelated note, which is a very similar thing, has anyone seen that Scottish game with Inverness Caledonian Thistle when they use AI to film the game? and they're on the balls. So they've done a pay-per-view. And the AI cameras tracking the bald linesman's head all through the game. It's on YouTube. It's absolutely amazing. You have to do a big refund and everything. It was like Everton at its best.
You can't beat Scottish football.
The ball would be going up to the goal, and there'd be a chance. You hear the crowd go, and then you just see the camera would track back to the bald linesman's head.
I'll get on that. I'll put that in the description, defo. Paul, Dales.
3 different ways to look at this about my favourite derby goal. If you're going for pure unadulterated emotion, it's Tarkowski last year. If you're going for technique, I'd have to say Jagielka at Anfield.
Mm-hmm.
Very much like yourself, though, Les. I think my favourite was Andy Johnson's when Pepe Reina decided to just go on a mad one and try and grab his head and then throw it, and then like Johnson just like nodded it, and it's like after Johnson headed it in, he's like got hold of Andy Johnson and it's like and just lets him go. It was merely a piece of fine art, you could say.
It was fine art. Dogs.
Just cop-outs of all time.
What's that?
I said, and Reina is one of the most obnoxious cop-outs of all time.
Oh, yeah. God, yeah. I mean, it's a crowded field, but yeah.
And when he got sent off in his last game ever, that was just pure, simple beauty. That was like the Fibonacci sequence. It was like the golden ratio all rolled into one.
Dogs.
I love Kanchelskis' header in off the post at the Kop. We don't score many goals at the Kop. What should have been the best is Mikel Madar, but he didn't manage to beat Rob Jones. I think it was on the line. And obviously, I've tried to stay away from, but it is obvious. Obviously, Sharpie's goal. I was too young for that. I mean, but I also loved the Carsley one because when I was, I had a season ticket in the Park End for like 2 years. That was just the weirdest game because I'm sure we were drinking from like 9 o'clock in the morning in Crofts or whatever time it opened on City Road. And I was like half cut because I was only, about 25 or something. And when the ball got played across, and was it Osman laid it back?
Bent.
And I don't know why. Bent, yeah. And I don't know why I just said, this is it. Like, weird. There wasn't like hardly a premonition, and then loads of people like dived on me going, I don't even know who they were, and it's just like that was
that's just the friendliness of the Park End. It got a bad rap, but we were all sound really.
But they weren't Park End Lars, they were. They were Park End Lars. So.
The evolution of the Park End Lars.
I think my favourite moment of that Carsley goal as well, I must have been, 13, 14, I can't remember, but I was in the Lower Gladys with my dad and my brother. My vivid memory of that goal isn't even Carsley hitting it. Like, prior to that, there's this fella like banging on the side, and he's like trying to drum up a chance. Then all of a sudden he's busy, he's like coming towards him, and I just vividly remember going, "What? You're not throwing me out, are you?" And then he give it like a reluctant nod, going, yeah. And then I just remember him going, well, you're gonna have to fucking catch me. And then like everyone in the Gladys was like this.
Yeah, I remember that.
There. And then collectively, genuinely,
I remember that.
Go, and Carsley just hit it, and then everyone went, ah! And then he goes, oh yeah, you can throw me out now, lads, I've seen the winner. For me, like obviously an iconic goal, but that just made it even more brilliant.
That's amazing.
More, like, oh, honestly, God.
And the pile-on celebration as well after it was amazing. Warren?
So I read this initially as favourite goal at Anfield, but my favourite all time, and it's a little throwback actually, Les, to a show you were involved in when we did last year, the Goodison Awards. We talked about our favourite derby goals, and we had a list of them, including Andy King in the 70s. We had obviously Sharpie's goal, Jagielka, all them. But my favourite's Duncan's in the 2-0 in 94 because we were dead and buried. I've just finished reading Duncan's book and he describes the whole thing and it's brilliant. But as I said, I did originally read this as the favourite goal at Anfield, and my favourite one at Anfield was Jermaine Beckford's. Do you remember Jermaine Beckford's that time?
Oh,
because I was convinced after that we were going to win that game because they weren't a great team at the time. We were better than them actually, and I think we finished above them that season as well. And I was convinced, and that was a stage in my life where I was going to a lot of Anfield derbies. I went to like 3 or 4 in a row, and I thought, this is it, this is the moment. And then I think our mate Tim Howard gave away a penalty, didn't he? And it was 2-2. So that was the closest I think we've come that I've been there too. So that was brilliant, and it went off in the away end, bruises galore and pylons galore and everything. So yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah, Ferguson's was special in that 2-0, and I think for it going off redacted at Anfield in the cup, that was a big one.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
Yeah, the crutches, always a crutch, always
crutches. Always crutches.
That 3-0 game, remember, with Johnson?
Yeah.
Do you remember Benitez's excuse on why Liverpool should have won?
Oh Christ, no, what was it?
Because they had 6 corners and that's half a goal. Do you remember that?
No, that's Martinez levels of like weirdness.
Yeah, he said we had 6 corners and a corner is half a goal. Everybody knows that.
Right. Okay.
And Farhad Mashiri still decided to appoint him anyway.
What a fucking shed.
Kevin Ratcliffe's P-roller.
Oh, in 86. Yeah. Amazing. Grovelar doing a prototype handsagers.
And a really underrated one at Anfield is Jeffers in 99, the game we lost.
Oh, Dakar as well.
Yeah. Well, the course was deflected, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Jeffers was a great little finish, and that was the game when Kadamati was just about to slot the equaliser in, and I can't even bear to say his name, but you know the one I mean, the one slippy fella. He pulled his shirt back, and Kadamati's shirt's all ripped. And again, another penalty we didn't get at Anfield that was as blatant as anything.
Yeah, imagine my shock there. Stu said Kanchelskis, November 95, 2 goals on his debut. Tangled up in Blues goal in recent times, Calvert-Lewin in April 24. Felt at the time like the guarantee would stay up and like it cost them the title, or Tarkovsky. At Mordor, Sharp in 84. Liam Good Times, Ferguson in the 1-1 draw in 97. Very good goal, that. Lovely goal, that. Rob, Supercab 26 years ago. Stephen mentioned it a few weeks ago. Beckford the upside down. But Tarkovsky at Goodison could be the most celebrated goal. That was a special one, that Tarkovsky one. It really was. Gary, best goal at the Attention Seekers. What a fucking shout that is, the Attention Seekers. Tarky's film was great. And Terrible Davies said, Merde Rouge ne sais pas. He's right. And Sharp at Piss Mountain 1984. Right, leading on to that, let's get to Stephen's question. Stephen, it was lovely to meet you at the game last week, by the way. I thought you were Irish for some reason, but you're not. From the Midlands, I think. Yeah, it was. But favourite nickname for the Tim Mine. So, we've already had, wait there, I'll just get that up on the ticker. There we go. Favourite nickname for the Tim Mine. We've already had Mordor, Piss Mountain, also take Piss Hill, the Upside Down, and the Tim Mine. So, anyone's favourite name for Anfield? Dargan.
I'll go on Dargan, yeah.
Castle Grayskull.
Point of order. Castle Grayskull was his force of good because it was Freeman's there.
No, I know.
No, Snake Mountain.
Yeah, fair enough.
Castle Grayskull sounds better, but like technically it's Snake Mountain, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't have those. I didn't get those bloody figures and things as a kid, just so that somebody could use it incorrectly and make them sound better than they are.
Just on that, 2 of He-Man's best mates, Ram Man and Fisto.
Yeah.
What the hell was that about?
Also, how has Skeletor got muscles? He's a skeleton.
He's ripped.
He is ripped, yeah.
Yeah.
Must be on the inhalers.
Dales?
Quite simply, it's 2 words. You can put it together to make 1 word if you want, if you like. Shipping. I just affectionately know it as the shipping. Always have, always will.
Fine by me.
Warren?
As a massive Simpsons fan, the time I read for the first time ever someone years ago referred to it as Shelbyville, I just broke down in tears. And it always reminds me of, do you know the episodes where those you as Simpsons fans, when Homer eats the chili and it makes him hallucinate? He's mate with the coyote and he's looking out and it's just this big vast land, like all different colours, and he just goes, "Where am I? Shelbyville." And I just think that's me at Anfield, like looking around. So yeah, I think
kick off, still pissed from the night before.
Yeah, I think that's incredible. And when and the thing is now as well, I've even heard me mates who are not massive Simpsons fans refer to it as Shelbyville, so it's catching on a little bit. But yeah, when anyone says, "Oh, I'm going to Shelbyville on Saturday," I just think that's superb. It's really great. Love it. Yeah.
John?
Just that fucking place. It doesn't need a name. It just is like fucking. It's the nexus of all the evil in the world. So, and we've seen it again this week.
Yeah,
that weird looking Rafael Benitez bastard love child who's now appeared. Who's already been banned once for shouting abuse at disabled people. So you know.
Yeah, he's a funny looking fella, though, isn't he?
He is. He's
misunderstood, though, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Like they all are. They're all misunderstood.
Yeah.
Like Marty Mullen.
Only because they're cretins.
I've got a couple of favourites from this as well. So Keith often refers to it as House Lannister, which is one for the Game of Thrones fans, which is good. And I love Jack, who calls it Spam Ranch, which is just fucking incredible.
What was I don't watch it and I can't remember the name. What was the place in Father? Is it Craggy Island on Father's Head?
Yeah.
I've heard that being used as well, which I think is brilliant.
Rugged Island, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it should be Rugged Island.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. We'll just like build it on this question. What's your favourite name for the Redmen? Satan's Lounge Band is a good one. Warren?
I'll have a think.
I just think I don't think you can beat just simple, pure, and effective. Just the red shite. Just think it's great.
I'd narrow that down to the shite, to be honest.
Yeah, the shite. Yeah, the shite's a good one. Go on, because I reckon you've got a good one in there.
Afterbirth.
Yeah, but Afterbirth actually does serve a purpose, doesn't it? And it's useful.
Fair tackle.
Yeah.
John, go ahead.
Just a shite, or the Scarlet Mite, said in a sarcastic voice.
The Scarlet Mite is a good one because they genuinely call themselves that.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah, I don't call them that. I'm just trying not to say anything. It's as like Paul said before in the group, no swearing, and that's exactly it. I don't like to mention them. That's why I don't even like being in the same ground as them. Throwing cups of hot tea at women and children.
That's hot tea if you're lucky.
Yeah, when they're in a good mood. That's
if they're feeling sassy.
I do like that tweet before though, Les, the attention seekers. I think that's
you know what? Gary has like come up with a work of genius there, the attention seekers.
I think that's great, yeah.
Brilliant.
A nod back to when skies are grey of old, those lovable reds.
Oh yeah, laugh along with the lovable reds.
Yeah. That's good.
The lavables is about here. Speaking of Gary, he has asked what's the worst trait from them. Now we could probably take up a whole podcast on this, we'll do one each. I've got about three there, but let's go. John, go ahead.
Their existence.
I mean, should we move on to the next question because no one's beating that?
If we're gonna do a deep dive into their existence, do you know what I really, really can't stand? Even in the derbies where you are massively confident and you think we're gonna batter these today, it's like the build up to the game where they will go, "Oh, we're awful. We're garbage. You know, you should be beating us." And then you come in on the Monday and turn this over 3-0, and it's like, "Oh, you know, I thought you played well." They are the worst. Like,
head passes.
Telly clappers who haven't got a clue I can live with that because that's most of them.
Yeah.
But it's that like condescending, like pat on the head. Oh, but that's another one when like it's 0-0 and you lose in the last minute. I thought you were the better team. Just honestly, fuck off. Leave me alone. I want to have a nice day. That's in the weekend. Park it. Honest to God. But yeah. I watch outside their existence.
That goes along with one I've got here, like being at once the biggest club in the world and the plucky underdogs.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
weird.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. That makes them Schrödinger's twats.
I mean, we could have the name for this mailbag here, Schrödinger's twats. Good work. I might have to bleep it out, but you never know. Dogs.
It's not about them. Well, it is because it's caused by them.
It's always about them.
Every office I've ever worked in was usually, it's like they must have like big sit down meetings with their like wives and girlfriends because they come in and then they'll say, it's as if like they've been led in to like, oh, did you see the game? Like if Everton didn't win or lost or something. And then I'd say, what are you on about? And they'd say, I don't even like football. Well, why are you talking about it?
Oh, to add to dogs there. I don't mind Everton know me.
Oh yeah.
I hate this.
We don't want you. We don't want you. We have our own fan base. We don't invite ourselves into conversations, by the way, about football. It's always them trying to, like, yeah, it's exactly as Paul's saying, trying to appease the situation and lull you in to think he's not actually that bad at red. And then, yeah, when it comes to something, did you see the red man? You don't go to the game. You just about go to the pub, not interested in your conversation or your opinion. I don't care. I'm not interested. Don't lull me into it. I'm not. I'll happily not be a football fan or out myself as a football fan. I don't. Other than this now, I don't wear colours at all. So especially on a match day, because I'm thinking I'm travelling back somewhere and there's always like a smart arse on the train or something. And I haven't thrown a punch since 2007. And sadly, that was at a wedding as well. So
right.
I had to...
Hang on a minute. Whoa. Stop you there. Talk us through this gig.
Hang on, was it a drunken punch up at a wedding?
Honestly, yeah, 2007 at a cricket club in Widnes, yeah. And every time, so I do seem like the ugliest man. I am the ugliest man, the angriest man in history, but I'm not. I'm just like a mildly irritated thumb. That's all it is. I'm happy to shout and scream, but it doesn't mean anything. I'm actually, quite soft at heart. But I won't tolerate gobshites.
Fair enough.
I don't think anyone should.
It's a fine rule to live by. Warren, get us back on track. What's the worst trade?
Was it at a cricket club? Did you have to bail? Sorry.
Yeah, it was over.
I've got two worst traits. One's related to obviously me living down south at the minute, but another one is more of a recent phenomenon since the internet's become a thing, and it's putting "You Never Walk Alone" at the end of everything. So a celebrity's just died, you never walk alone. I'm going to Tesco to get me shopping, you'll never walk alone. I'm going to sleep now, have a good day, you'll never walk alone. Good night, everyone, you'll never walk alone. Can't stand that. But the second one, and this is probably more notable for me, is, and this happened today actually, it's obviously there's a lot of Southern Reds, a lot of Cockney Reds, a lot of down where I am now in Bournemouth, there's a lot of them. And I was teaching a group today of year 8, so 12, 13-year-olds. And one of them, in the worst Scouse accent you've ever heard, went to one of the other kids who he knows a Liverpool fan as well. Did you see the Atletico game last night, La? In like a proper, when people who can't do a Scouse accent try to do it. And it's
like Scouse accent, basically.
Yeah, it's the wanting to desperately have that identity and be Scouse when you're not. So just there's nothing about you, and it's the sadness of it that you're not on the cop, mate. You're you're just not. That's not you. But you did the desperate attempts to fit into something that you're not a part of, really.
And the dad definitely calls Scousers bin dippers as well, 100%.
Yeah. No, to be honest, mate, I've just got to a point now where I just have to ignore it because, you know, if I bite, then it's that. So I just ignore it now and I just make a joke of it. You know, if I
Another one
is.
Sorry, Warren.
No, that was it, mate. That was it.
Another one's this one where they suddenly think that because they support Liverpool, they're Scouse.
Yeah.
Very strange.
What's the line? What's the line in the song they sing? And we come from Liverpool. I'm like, no, you're not. Like 70% of you aren't. So don't even. Yeah. No, it's look, I'm all for and again I always say this, I'm all for teams and clubs having foreign supporters because the game's grown and it's, you know, especially I always give a shout out especially to our foreign fans because why on earth have you stuck with us for all the misery? So you must have something good about you to stick with us. But it's too easy to support them. And it's like, and it's when it's that easy and they support them because they're good and they're winning and then they try and pass off that they're like, you know, that they're from Bootle or Walton. It's like, oh, right, okay, where did you go to school then? And it's like, they haven't got an answer. And that's the bit of love when you catch them out as well. Bastards.
It's weird. Go ahead, Els.
Can I add one more point of order here? Just something Warren said that stuck with me. The way they refer to their hard times as the Hodgson era. The same season, by the way, lads, that they got to a cup final.
Yeah.
It was 8 months? 6 months?
Yeah, if that. We had that with Benitez alone.
Yeah. He was gone by January, wasn't he?
Yeah.
They don't know adversity. They don't know real hardship, and that's what great.
And do you know what, Dales? Do you know what? If they ever face adversity again, all these fans will go, mate. They're gone.
Let's be fair. They have faced adversity. They face adversity in their daily lives, don't they? Just being Liverpool fans, you know. There's that struggle they've got. So you know,
this is one of the things I had as well. So they did, relatively speaking, have a bit of a trophy drought, didn't they, in the sort of the 2010s. Yeah. There was a bit of a drought for them, and at that point, it was all about going to match with your mates and bags of cans. It wasn't about winning stuff. It was just about the experience of going with your mates and having a great time. And then as soon as you start winning stuff again, it's all about winning stuff. It's like if you don't win stuff, what's the point? And it's just that hypocrisy winds me up. Dargan, you want to say something?
I was just going to say, just back on what I was saying before, and maybe John, but the fans who don't come from Liverpool, who are Liverpool fans, hate Scousers.
Yeah.
I can't work that out.
I get that all the time down here, mate. I get it all the time from Reds who aren't from Liverpool, trying to take the piss out of me because I'm from Liverpool. And I'm like, how does that make sense?
The Anfield paradox, isn't it?
It's very strange.
Lack of awareness. Yeah.
And one more.
Go back to Schrödinger's twat.
Yeah, it's all coming back to that. One more I thought of was basically constantly telling us we're obsessed with them. Then they obsess about us, even when we are just like of no consequence at all.
I've never got
consequential. I don't get it.
I've never got the obsessed shout because when you're from the same city as a team, like of course, like it's not like you can ignore them. They're there, and it's the same for us with them. I've never got the obsessed shouts. I just think it's a weak shout that both sides make, by the way, not just them. I think it's weak.
But the bitter one annoys me as well because there is incontrovertible evidence that they are the more bitter of the two sets of fans.
Oh, but I love calling myself a bitter blue, you know.
No, I know, but the thing is, they go on about the friendly derby. Now, Greg Murphy and When Scars Are Grey made a point years ago that in reality...
it was a great article. Did that actually kick off the Good Friday thing? That's where it was from, wasn't it?
Yeah, that if the friendly derby... It's now widely accepted that the friendly derby is now unfriendly because of Everton. That's the narrative. But he made the point of saying that surely if it was because of Everton, it should have been between 70s when they were winning everything and we were winning nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the friendly derby disappeared around about the time they stopped winning things and we started beating them. It stopped being friendly around about 92, 93, 94 when we had the temerity to win some derbies.
Yeah. That's what it is as well. Exactly that. So we'll go on a drought of not winning the derby for quite some time. And then they were all fuming over lockdown. You know, winning 2-0 there, and the fact, that wasn't a penalty and all. Listen, oh my God, I could literally write an encyclopedia of all the decisions that you've got.
Yeah.
That, like, even ridiculous ones, like when Ronnie Rosenthal was about 20 yards offside in a 1-1 draw that he scored in the 93rd minute. Do you know what I mean?
We've had 2 penalties in 80 years, and they still know about it. It's like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
The one beautiful thing about that 2021 game when it was the lockdown was the way they wheeled out Lazarus to be there, and he made a big thing about it. And then by the time full time was there, his wheelchair had been moved away, and it was like a scene from Little Britain, wasn't it?
it was incredible. Right, carrying on the theme. Gary has asked another question. Who's the worst red, celeb, or even one you know? I'm gonna go quick in there. Yes, it's got to be. Any advance on?
Who did you say? Sam Quek?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, look, there's some people on the video who I actually quite like and respect, but just everyone involved in that Dear Mr. Hicks video. I say it all the time whenever we do a mailbag. I mean, that's just a huge. That's just a who's who. That's just a who's who of celebrity cop like that. It really is. And it's just the desperation of them. You know, I mean, the fact Pete Price, who openly hates football, the fact that he's on there going, "What are you doing to our club?"
Yeah.
And God bless Tom Hicks and George Gillette, by the way.
John, Dale's good.
I was gonna say Sam Quek. She's unbearable. If I could offer an alternative, I don't know his name. I probably wouldn't even class him as a celebrity. I just know he's from Brookside. Who's the absolute sausage who offered Sergio Ramos a straightener?
God. Mark Morgan.
That's it.
He was in casualty with a Liverpool headband on.
Yeah. What a shout. John?
All of them.
Yeah.
Fair.
But if
even little baby ones.
Yeah. Even the Republican ones. If I had to pull one, and I don't know why, it's that one out of Stranger Things, that Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
A Spanish-born, Miami-based. No, come on, you're about as much of a red as I am, and I am fucking not a red.
Are we throwing Bob Odenkirk into this as well then?
Oh
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You're red.
Yeah.
Wow. He uses that song in his film, doesn't he?
Deliberately because of that.
I haven't seen it, so I'm not watching it now.
Well, yeah, it's meant to be a really good film, but I've avoided it because that's like one of the final montages, isn't it? That song's on it.
We had this conversation the other week, didn't we, lads?
We did, yeah.
I didn't know that was on it. Who was I thinking of? I was thinking of...
Sorry, Paul. I've absolutely ruined you night there, haven't I?
That's a blow, that, you know.
It is.
That's
John Lithgow as well.
Oh, Jacob Rees-Mogg and his whole family.
Oh God, yeah.
No.
Especially that little bastard Sixtus. I don't know if he's the worst one of them, but I just hate his name.
No, I think we've got to look at this from another angle. This is a positive thing.
Oh yeah, it is.
Because it is it's another nail and it's another bit of evidence that they're all just a gang of twats.
Yeah.
Are we going to throw that Cash Patel whopper in as well?
Let's go. He's in.
Yeah.
Man, that's high. Jesus. I've got one as well. I don't know if he counts as a celeb, but he's that Aussie prick who's on TikTok and does the Scouse accent.
Oh, yeah. The one who goes
he was outside the Arsenal game last season doing that Arsenal Tears video.
Yeah, drinking the Arsenal Tears.
Down. I'd happily fill him in, like.
Yeah.
Speaking of celebs, Stephen has asked, when have you been most...
Who's the fella? Sorry.
Oh, it's all right, we'll go back one, go ahead.
Sorry, just last one from me. I was just going to say, who's the fella? Is it Big Z or what's his name?
Big
Zoo,
yeah.
Oh, I wanted to slap it.
Yeah, I walked past him in London. He's not even that big.
When Sky Sports News interviewed him on his thoughts for the season for Liverpool, that was it for me and Sky Sports then. Thought you as a channel have lost all your standards.
And that Melissa Reddy as well.
Oh my God. Her voice is like nails down a blackboard.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
Melissa Reddy.
Oh, yeah, quite annoying, yeah.
Yeah. So, staying on celebs, when have you been most starstruck? John, I imagine you're a man who's very easily starstruck.
Yeah, well, I'm not really starstruck.
Imagine my surprise.
I don't know. When I did the box and I interviewed like nearly all the boxers that you could think of, and they're just normal people mostly. But if I had to pick one, I would probably say when I interviewed Neville Southall a few years ago, I was proper fanboying it, and I was ashamed of myself.
It's bad, isn't it?
It's Neville Southall, so I'm not ashamed at all, really.
It's fair enough. Yeah. Dales?
There's two. They're both former Everton players. So the first one, many years ago, I think it was Martinez's second season, and we just signed Ron permanently. I was invited to Finch Farm to cover an event. And as far as I was aware, it was just a tour of Finch Farm itself. And we were met by Duncan Ferguson, and my genuine response was, oh my God. Like, just taken aback by the big fella being there. And then very briefly, when I scouted for Everton, very, very briefly, Samuel Eto'o walked past me in the car park and nodded to me. And I had nothing. I just went. I did like that. That for me, it was just. What do you do? What do you say to that? Like,
well, he was playing starstruck seeing you, mate. That's what it was. You let on first, so.
Was he wearing his lederhosen?
He was wearing like a Puma tracksuit, but I was just gobsmacked. Like, it's when you go, oh, I'm sure I know him from somewhere, and then your brain goes, oh my God, that's Samuel Eto'o. And I just didn't have any like time to process it and react appropriately. So it was just a quick nod. I was just like, oh my God. So yeah, them two. Chance to think other than that, if I met any other like celebs. Oh, tell you what, starstruck. Coming out of uni in my first year, the character from Tracy Beaker followed me around the care room. He was just outside bar, and I've got the photo. I'm gonna have to send it in to you. But I was just absolutely gobsmacked. I was like, "You got Tracy Beaker?" And he goes, "Duke." His name is Duke. Duke from Tracy Beaker. Seeing him, I was like, "Oh my God." Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll send the picture. It was on
What is Tracy Beaker?
I remember Tracy Beaker, but it was a bit after our time, mate.
Oh.
The night before the belly fight at Goodison as well, I was out with work for a night out, and I just knocked into Eddie Air and said, "Picture Eddie." So that's floating about somewhere as well. But he is what he is. Like, he's more popular now. But yeah.
Pauls Daly, star spotter. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, I know.
Warren?
Dennis Pennis.
Dennis Pennis, yeah. I don't really get starstruck. I find it difficult to imagine that any humans better than anyone else. I don't mean that to sound too deep, but do you know what I mean? I just think they're on the same level as me, and then they just happen to be a famous face. But saying that, do you remember we beat Chelsea on penalties in the FA Cup 2010, 2011, whenever it was? So a good mate of mine, he had, I was at uni at the time, so we had a bit of spare time in the day, whatever, and he was having a few issues with his knee, and he was getting consulted at the Spire Hospital in near Smithtown, down that way, the private hospital down there, and it was the Monday after we'd just beaten Chelsea on penalties. And I'm sitting in there and I'm reading the paper. I think it was the Liverpool Echo. I'm reading the Echo, and Tim Cahill walks in and he sits down, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Tim Cahill. And obviously I just had the best weekend seeing us beat Chelsea on penalties, thinking we're going to go and win the FA Cup. And I just left it a little bit too long to say something. And I thought, 10 minutes in, I thought, I can't say something now, because if I say something now, it's just going to look like a weirdo who sat there for 10 minutes in silence. So I just sat there and sort of looked at him. And I wish now I'd have just had the bottle just to say, oh, mate, well done on Saturday, brilliant. I was there. It was we had the ball sort of thing. So that, I wouldn't say I was starstruck, but it was just like a bit like what Dale said when he showed Duncan, like, oh my God, there's Tim Cahill.
I'm like that with autographs.
Yeah.
People asking you?
Yeah, just yeah, no. I have actually been asked my autograph once, but that's another story. I thought it was Johnny Vegas. No, somebody, I just don't understand. Like, I remember getting asked once by a certain celebrity why I didn't want his autograph. And I just said, well, if I want to see your name on a piece of paper, I'll just write it myself.
Was it John Aldridge by any chance?
It wasn't, no, because Aldridge can't write. Yeah. It was somebody who is actually a genuine legend within their chosen field. Is probably one of the greatest of all time. But I can't tell you Lennox Lewis's name.
Dargan, oh, go ahead, Del, sorry.
Very briefly, just to add on to one, he's reminding me someone literally on my doorstep, and seems to be happening quite a bit now since last summer. Leighton Baines. I remember just being in Crosby Coffee, like on the phone to Catherine, and then Leighton Baines was just behind me, and I was just on the phone, and I just turned around and went, Catherine, I'm going to have to go. I think this is Leighton Baines behind me in the shop. And it was very cool. Like, he walked in, I thought I'll leave him to it. And then he was sat outside, and I thought, I'm probably not going to get a chance to, like, speak to this lad again. So when he walked past, I went, Leighton, I'm sorry to bother you. I just want to say thank you for all you did for Everton. And he literally responded with, thank you for your support. Like, I just thought that was the perfect interaction. I got a photo with him as well. So, yeah, that was great. Since then, I've seen him quite a few times, and I'm a bit worried he thinks it's quite weird. It has been entirely coincidental. So, like, if you're watching, I do love you, lad. I'm sorry. Please write back.
Dargan?
You know what I used to do as a job? So I used to interview famous people for, like, whatever. So it's a job, innit? And they're just people promoting stuff. That's what I've always thought. But it's weird that you just said that, Dales, because Leighton Baines is, like, when I worked for the club, he was the first person I interviewed. And we were in the, like, at Finch Farm in the gym. And there wasn't a gym, in the inside pitch. And Steve Round was hitting cricket balls towards my head. And he just, like, you could just hear on the dictaphone, oh, heads up. And Baines sees, and then, because I've got me back to it, it literally hit the wall and the support behind me. And he's just laughing. But Baines is like one of the, I don't even believe that he was a Premier League footballer because of he's the most laid back, like, nicest guy like you would ever meet. He's incredibly modest. And like, I mean, it was a few years later, he still, well, obviously you can't forget someone who looks like a B-Tech Carl Pilkington, can you? But he, like, used to let on to me because he remembered, because he's just a normal person.
Yeah.
Like, hang on, he's recognised me. That's weird. So weird. But probably because my face is etched into his memory and he wakes up sweating at 3 o'clock in the morning. Just in case and also, Paul, what do you mean he's literally on your doorstep? I think he's stalking you, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Do you know what? He's been in there twice. I think the third time I've seen him this year, I was walking through town on a night out, and he was walking the other way towards, like, where the Radio Merseyside gaff is near Hanover Street. But I'm just worried. He's like, oh, it's that lad again.
No, I think Dargan's right. I think he's stalking you.
Yeah,
that's what's going on here.
Right.
Sorry.
Just on Leighton Baines. So, do you know, a few years ago, my granddad was before he died, was part of the Pass on the Memories group at Everton in the community. And he got a phone call from Phil Jagielka. Now, he thought Phil Jagielka's his full name was Jackie Elka, not Phil Jagielka. So he kept calling him Jackie. But he had to ask one question. And the question he asked was, what's Leighton Baines' granddad's name? Because he was convinced he knew it.
Brilliant.
That's amazing. Did you find out?
Yeah, and he was right. Like, it was the person he thought it was.
He's better.
His granddad was called Dixie Baines, apparently.
Bloody hell! What a name!
Baines. What a name!
Yeah. Christ, what a player that'd be. We are 50 minutes in and we've got 9 questions left, so we better rip through these. Good times. Just you don't have to describe it, just tell us what one is. Good times as asked, what is your favourite, where's it gone? Favourite derby of the Good Times era, 95 onwards. John.
Kanchelskis 2-1. We should have absolutely slotted them. That should have been our 4-5-1 game. That.
Yeah. Paul. Tails.
Kevin Campbell at Anfield.
Dargan.
I think the 3-0 one, simply because that's the biggest margin that we had, and something like 80 years or something stupid. No, what? Not that, because we won 4-0, didn't we, in the 60s?
Since the 60s,
yeah. So still ridiculous though. 34 years, I think it was, something like that. But yeah, ridiculous.
Warren.
I'm going to go for 2011. I think it was Cahill and Arteta 2-0 at home. The first one I'd seen live where we beat them.
Bang in the middle of the Hodgson era. Yeah. I'm going to agree with Guy on this one. I think Danny Cadamarteri. That was a belter. That was 98.
October the 18th. October the 18th.
Sorry, what am I on about?
97, yeah.
September 93 with Robillard and McManaman.
Yeah, that was Cotty, still Cotty. Mark Ward, belting it in there at the street end. That was the first derby goal I ever saw live. Guy said Danny Cadamarteri's first one in the lower street, 5 Reds behind him in tears when the second went in. And shout out to the one Rooney scored when Fat Sam rattled the big attention-seeking twat. Fair enough. The Denby has asked, do you know what? We can just have a number for this. Will you be running a sweep as to how many turnstiles will be open on Saturday for us, despite the usual promise of all of them? I'm going to go 3. There's only about 6 anyway, isn't there? It's not blessed with loads of turnstiles, the only road. I'll go 3. Warren?
3.
John?
3. I'll keep the uniform going.
Daly?
2.
Dargan?
Wow. 4. I've got
4.
Yeah. I'm going to give you benefit of the doubt.
Never do that.
No, I know. I'm trying to be like positive, negative.
Hands across the park.
Merseyside. Gary has added to this. How many Blues get gripped for fuck all by the overly heavy-handed policing? It is weirdly like narky, the policing, isn't it? Merseyside police absolutely love getting into Evertonians at Anfield.
Completely over the top and
very, very strange.
Every year.
Yeah. Right, we'll move on to Ian's question. If you could bring back any former player to start Saturday's Merseyside derby, who would it be? Warren.
I'd have to go Cahill then. Yeah, I think he'd be good I think he'd be good to start up front on Saturday if we had the team we've got behind him now. I think he'd be a good option. But no, we had a good record against him, didn't he? He seemed to get a goal in Anfield as well every so often. So I think, top of my head, I'm sure there's better and more appropriate answers, but I'll go for Cahill. Quick
tangent on that then. Would you start Alcaraz up front on Saturday potentially?
No.
Fair enough.
I'd start. This is well left field. I'd start in Jai.
Up front.
Alcaraz on the way.
I can see that.
I can, but NDI has to be played against that Kirkhead on Saturday because he's half out at the moment. And if he's playing like that against NDI, he's going to get sent off and he's going to be out of position. It's going to drag Canate and Van Dijk. Van Dijk.
John, no one's getting sent off at Anfield, mate, for them.
Unless he's wearing a blue shirt.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? He'll still drag them out. And once Van Dijk gets out of that 30 yard area, he starts getting panic attacks and like night sweats and everything.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I think I'd play and die on the wing. We've got to against them.
That's a shout. Johnny, who would you bring back then?
Kanchelskis, because he never lost to them.
Oh, great shout. Kanchelskis. What a shout. Great shout.
What a shout. Yeah. Dales?
I just look at where we're lacking at the moment, or not where we're lacking, but where we need to massively improve. I wouldn't even say Romelu Lukaku. I'd say Yak back for Saturday. Just put the ball in the net.
Yeah.
12 yards.
I don't think he did
He
he?
didn't score for us against them, did he?
No.
Did he
Yeah,
score?
don't think he did.
No, I thought it was
Tom,
the
no,
maybe that was
he
Hippie
did.
own goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, but with that
3 or 4 against them.
with that 3 that we've got up front,
Yeah, he would have done,
like, with your
He'd
keeper.
flourish.
yeah.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, definitely. Dargan?
John's already took mine. Kanchelskis 100% because we
Yeah.
need someone settled on the right, and they just could not handle him like ever. And he's still one of the most exciting players I've ever seen in an Everton shirt. We just,
Yeah,
like,
100%.
just brute speed.
Apart from that Bradford game.
Well, yeah.
Let's not pull up that thread again. I'd like to see Ferguson up against their big Dutch galoot.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like Beto against them, it's not like Beto struggles. Beto bullies them.
Yeah.
You see,
It's just his lack of finishing.
That's why when anyone ever says to me, Van Dijk's the greatest centre-half ever, I always say, Maldini and Baresi would never have been bullied by a lad who worked in KFC.
Hey, we're off the derby. We're done with the derby. Just 56 minutes into the podcast.
There you go.
Sophie Rose has asked, is BND Fan Plaza a chaotic disappointment? I've never been. It didn't look great at the weekend, but it was pissing down. So it's it's not going to be the nicest place to go. Anyone got any thoughts on the Fan Plaza? I mean, it looks fine. It's got food things and it all looks all right to me.
I've got no thoughts or opinion on it whatsoever. It's just
I
the way of walking
haven't
to the
seen
stadium.
The 2 or 3 times I've been to the ground, it's been like sunny, it's been resplendent, and it's been busy.
Yeah.
I think it was the Roma game. There were just a load of queues, but again, that's the fans figuring out where to go and that.
Yeah.
I like it. I think when we spent a bit more time there and people get more used to how the ground works and where everything is, I think it'll calm down a bit. It's like I say, I wasn't at the Villa game last week, so I can't comment on what it was like there, but I like it. I think when we roll like events out there as well, like concerts and everything, I think it'll be boss. Like people can just go enjoy a pint in the sun and then go and watch Paul McCartney or whoever.
Fine art, maybe. I don't know.
Fine art. Oh, imagine he got there. It would go.
Oh my god. Bring it
Sonia's
on.
opening it.
What's up?
Sonia's opening it.
Sonia and the Reynolds girls. Go ahead. Dargan.
Yeah, I mean, just as you're saying, it's just like somewhere you've got to bypass it, not bypass it, but you've got to go through it anyway. It's finding its feet, and people sort of probably still don't know where they're going before or after games, or because the Denby's that far away, and you sort of want to stop places, and you can't just get like an Uber down or anything like that because cars aren't allowed up and whatever. So I don't know. I did see that. Parkgate Fish and Chips is there. They've got a stall. I'll tell you what.
Are they? Oh, already about the fish and chips as well.
Yeah.
It's right by actually. If you walk in the north side, like the north stand side, and where the little stage is there, that's where it was when I saw it against Villa. Anyway.
Well, now that's a game changer. I am all in for this Fan Plaza now.
Yeah, I'm that way. John, it's your question.
Oh, mine. What was it? I can't remember. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Best and worst referees of all time in Europe, but you're one best and worst referee of all time.
Dargan, go ahead. You can go first on this.
Best referee? God, I can't even think of that many, to be fair. Worst is probably like that have been bad against Everton. Well, there's going back to like sort of piecing in a little bit of interviewing people and stuff. My very first day at Everton was when we played AEK Athens in the Europa League, same day as Lucas Neal signed, and at least 17th of September 2009. At least I lasted longer than him. And I interviewed Graham Poll, and the first question was, "Why did you disallow Don Hutchinson's goal?" And he said I was wrong, and I apologise. I said, "Too late for that now, really." And I was like, I've got to realise I've got to be professional here. I was still being a Tony and asking the question. But yeah, so Kalina, I still can't forgive that. I'm too young for the Clark Thomas one. It was 2 years before I was born. But growing up watching even when it's on the official history VHS that I was watching growing up, that means to me,
Grim.
Brian Hamilton was a big name because of that for me.
Right. Daly?
So the best referee of all time, if it weren't for what he did at Villarreal, I probably would have said Pierluigi Collina, hands down. But you can go to fucking hell now, the horrible baldy prick. The best referee of all time, I just could have said O'Reilly Rennie. I'm not. I'm going to say Mark Halsey. Just seems like a decent
I was going to say that.
Yeah,
very honestly, never had a bad word to say about him. Always seemed like a decent fella. Worst referee of all time, Pierluigi Collina. Craig Pawson is rivaling him very, very closely because there is something wrong with him. Like, I have never seen Everton get anything from him. Everton have never benefited from having him as referee.
I've got Pawson's record.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
He's horrific.
I've got Pawson's record.
Got something against Everton.
Yeah. So, games refereed, 29. Everton wins 6. Everton draws 8, losses 15.
That's shocking.
And basically those, I think 2 of those wins and the draw have been in the last couple of seasons because I think the stats that I got first were a bit old. But yeah, that's his up-to-date stats. According to Transfer Market, which is always a reliable source of info. John?
Best? Probably someone like George Courtney from years ago. He was about Neil Midgley, one of them.
Yeah, that's a shout.
But worst, I know we could go for the ones Clattenburg, Cleaner, Thomas, people like that, but I absolutely fucking despise David Ellery. Everything about him, every single cell, atom of his existence, just stunk of just being an absolute
proper schoolmaster, wasn't he?
Headmaster Harrow on the Hill, wasn't he?
Harrow, yeah.
Don't you remember his quote when he said, "I see myself as the conductor of a fine orchestra.
Yeah,
I see you as a fucking nonce."
Yeah. Allegedly.
Technically, yeah.
Allegedly.
1 hour and 2 minutes, I'll cut that out. Kavanagh for me as well is one of the worst, just a dead-eyed prick. Warren? Kavanagh?
I was going to say, Kavanagh's awful. I was going to say Mark Halsey as well. I remember when he beat Cancer, didn't he, in his first game back? I don't know if it was a pre-season friendly. It was a Goodison, wasn't it? And I think the club allowed him to write a little message in the programme just thanking the fans. And he went on record, didn't he, as saying that his favourite ground to referee at and his favourite set of supporters was Everton. So that was good. My other favourite then, if I can't say Halsey, because it's already been said, Gerald Ashby. Do you remember Gerald Ashby?
Gerald Ashby, yeah.
Early 90s, yeah. Gerald Ashby was a good referee. The worst, I was just talking a little bit then when we paused it about Mike Riley. I met him in Hong Kong places, and I gave him I was terrorising him for all the decisions he gave against Everton. And he said to me, "I got a lot of Evertonians say that to me." I went, "Yeah, and I'm not surprised, mate." And he was a little dweeb, a little nerd as well. He was smaller. Those years have met me. I'm not tall, and he was smaller than me. So that's how much.
I always thought he was
he just looks like one of
No,
those.
he's quite skinny.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
He looks like Mr. Burns.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
A young Monty Burns.
Yeah.
Strong, yes, with the curls. Yeah. I was going to say, like, the best until the weekend is that in England, because we've won 4 out of 11 Premier League matches with him as referee, and we've only lost once. So that's all.
You've absolutely cursed that now, mate.
One I always hated, but our record with him is surprisingly good. Lee Mason, absolutely wonderful referee, but he refereed 45 Everton games. We won 22, drew 11, and lost 12, which isn't bad. No. And between 2012 and 2017, we won 10 of the 14 games he refereed. Absolutely crazy. But I always thought he was shite.
Special shout out to Michael Oliver.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh. Absolute fucking gimp, honestly. I don't advocate violence, but he needs a slap.
He does.
But not
go on, Paul.
Sorry, I just want to go back on Halsey. His first, he refereed our media game when I was at Everton, and there was header come out from a corner. I was on the edge of the box about to try and do an absolute worldie. And Johnny Northcroft from the Times, who's like a good friend of mine now, just took the ball off me and laid it out wide. And Halsey went, I'm glad he did that. Because I think he would have knocked someone out and not scored. Just basically driven it back into the skull of whoever headed it back out. But he was like,
Oliver Holt.
Yeah. And then it's Emily Bishop on the way past.
Emily alone.
Yeah. Move on to Ian's question. Ian gave me this shirt at the last game, by the way, because it's too big for him. How good's that?
Oh, sounds well, Ian.
Amazing. What a guy. Right, be careful what you say about this, because I don't know if he's still alive. Can someone check? But he's probably very litigious if he is. The mysterious disappearance, I think, of Mike Walker. He hasn't been seen for years. Any ideas? I'm thinking last seen in Southport, but we won't go any further.
79 years old, apparently, now, and he's still very much alive.
Yeah, and he runs a skip hire business or something.
Does he?
Yeah.
Was he not the good
What he was? No, he was Mr. Testicle.
Does explain a lot.
Oh, imagine that with a plot twist.
But he does have a lifetime supply of orange thongs.
Yeah. Oh, God. Was that in Southall's autobiography?
Yeah, when you were in the season 4 of Sweden in '94. They all come out and he was lying there with an orange thong on.
The silver fox, indeed. Liam, right. Brace himself for this. If we had Neto feeding Beto, how many goals would he get? And if we had Neto feeding Beto, would he get more goals than Beto? And if Neto feeding Beto got us more goals than Beto, would they celebrate with a cornetto? Yeah, I think Liam was still pissed when he wrote that, but basically his point was, is Beto just shite?
Was he shopping in Neto when he was walking around doing and he thought of that question? Maybe.
We'll quickly. Is Beto? I don't think he's that bad. Like I said on post match, he does look like the two arse ends of a pantomime horse when he runs, but he can score.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think he's that bad.
When he scores, he looks. You go, he's a good striker. Actually, he's not bad. And then when he doesn't score, you're like, not sure. Yeah. He's just a bit in between, isn't he?
Yeah.
When he blocks his own shot and does something that actually defies the laws of physics.
I still don't know how that worked. We're better. We've had worse, haven't we? Like you said, Paul.
Yeah, we've had.
If we want to move on, he's not going to be with us when we're pushing for things.
No, but for the time being,
yeah.
You know what? We've had worse. We'll go on to Chris's question then. What's your worst ever football take? Oh boy, we could be here for a while. Warren,
come back to me. Let me have a little think.
So, sorry, one of Chris's he was one of those that thought Nugent and Trundle would have been excellent for us. Chris, so was I. Oh my God, I so wanted to sign both those players.
Yeah.
I think my other one is I still think Harry Kane's shit, but
I was on that boat as well. I think my worst football take, considering he turned out to be an absolutely massive racist as well, Everton would regret not signing Emre from Inter Milan that year.
Oh, God,
to Newcastle. When we didn't sign him, I was absolutely beside myself with grief. Like, I loved him as a footballer. Came to Newcastle, did okay. Racially abused Jolie and Lescott. Disappeared. Got volleyed in Turkey somewhere. Hasn't been seen since.
That was lovely, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
That penalty got in Turkey. It was so good.
Was it the former Tottenham lad who played for Tottenham, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was,
Didier Zagora, yeah. One of the most beautiful moments in football, watching everyone line up to volley him.
It's incredible work.
It was like, remember you used to play that game where you'd have to go through the tunnel of death after you'd done fucked up and you get volleyed. That's what it was like.
It was like the scene with the old woman going berserk on the plane and airplane and the queuing up to it.
Okay.
That was a monkey wrench. Dargan.
I forgot what the question was. Oh,
what's the worst ever football take? You must have shitloads of these.
Basically, everything I ever say. I can't even think. I've said loads. But I'd like to say one thing that I got right. Well, not right, but very, very close. Is that last season I thought we were going to concede equal or less goals than them. I think we might do that again this season. I think, in fact, I'm putting it out there. We're going to concede less goals than them this season.
I like this hot football premonitions.
Hot football premonitions. Shite. That's normal. Shiitake, it's pronounced, isn't it? Not shite.
Shiitake.
Yeah, mushroom. But yeah, basically most of the things I've ever said. Yeah. I
just having that for it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Warren?
I've definitely had more general football, like really bad takes over general football stuff. I think my worst Everton one, I'm still adamant to this day that had we played Billy Electonoff in the number 10, he would have been a revelation. But we never did. We played him on the wing. He was too slow. He would have been great at just picking the ball up in little pockets of space and using that wand of a left foot he had. Like, case in point, the goal against Wolves away when he's hit it from 30 yards from a centralist position. So I'll go with that one.
Yeah,
Portsmouth as well. He come in off the wing, didn't he, and just killed that one in last kick of the game. So, yeah.
The United one?
Again. Yeah, so I'll go with that one.
John, we'll finish on yours.
I was adamant that Danny Cadamarti was going to be better than Michael Owen.
Yeah, this is up there with my Stuart Barlow, Robbie Fowler take.
Yeah,
to be honest,
that's very Jelic is better than Suarez. That one, isn't it?
Yeah,
he was though. For that 6 months, he was.
6 months.
Because Suarez was hitting the bar and the post every time.
Do you know what? Someone put a compilation of his goals, his Everton goals, up the other day. And you know that thing when you watch YouTube clips of someone and YouTube can make anyone look great. I'm watching that and I'm going, how did it not work out for him? He was brilliant. Because some of his goals were outstanding. The Spurs one when he's hit it first time, and his the couple against Fulham as well. He was brilliant for 6 months, Jelic. And then he went in a box at Christmas and he was never the same again.
That was it, wasn't it? When he got kidnapped, kind of ruined him.
Do you know when you say about watching players on YouTube and being taken in by it? My missus actually come up with a great phrase for it. It was probably because of Cenk Tosun video, but she calls it tube fished. So like catfished, but you've been tube fished.
Tube fished, yeah.
It is. We've all been there. Not least Roberto Martinez when he signed Umani clearly. But there you go.
Leave him alone. He's our sweet Senegalese prince.
He is. He really is. Our sweet, lockerless Senegalese prince. Do you know what? I don't think I'd ever celebrated. Yeah, whatever the hell that is. Celebrated the goal where his head hurt so much is when he scored against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I proper buzzed off that goal. Because that was obviously in the big Koeman hate years. Stu, on your question about the flag, I had a big thing prepared for this, but we're an hour 13 into it, so we won't pull at that thread. But I know what you're saying. Anyway, we'll leave it at that for this week's mailbag. Thanks to Warren, thanks to Paul, thanks to John, thanks to George and Ringo too. That's been it for this week's mailbag. Enjoy that derby weekend, whatever happens. It's only a game. We'll be 3-0 up in 85th minutes and we'll all still be crying at it. But if we are ahead, do put a bet on for those not to win. Because, you'll come out of it with something then.
Make money out of misery.
Exactly. Cheers, lads. Thanks to everyone who sent questions in. That's been it for this week's mailbag. Up those toffees.